greeting with bus riders, bus drivers, parents in carpool. I know how much we all value the opportunity to be out and be present, and I know that the kids and teachers and parents also do. So just a really great way to kick it off. Enjoyed it again. And finally, as we begin this new school year, I want to encourage our community to stay engaged with us. You're doing such a great job tonight. Come to our board meetings, reach out to us, ask questions, share ideas, stay connected. Stay connected to the work that's happening throughout the district. Strong schools are built through strong partnerships. You've heard me say it a million times, and we truly value the engagement of our entire community. So we're excited for the year ahead. We're excited to have a new superintendent. We're excited for everyone who's here and who's helped make this strong start possible. And I will say also transportation. I'm sure Dr. Macy's going to hit on that, but off to the usual start with tremendous leadership. So thank you, Dr. Beckner. He has really jumped in here and take the reins. I know the first week is sort of the joke between Dr. Macy and I that you get a week, but it's got to be perfect by next week. No, I'm just kidding. But our families are resilient, and our teachers are resilient on having kids being late, and the kids are resilient, and your leadership through it all has been noted and appreciated. Okay.
Thank you, Jennifer, and I want to echo that gratitude. We certainly appreciate everything that everyone has done leading up to this. Mike, you and your team have done an incredible job. We were just talking today about this being the first time that we haven't had to endure a significant amount of construction at Old Bonham or Prop L, so it really gave us a great opportunity to make sure that everything was ready and all of our projects finished on time, which we'll discuss a little bit tonight. But what an incredible start to the 26-27 school year. Walking through our halls, visiting our classrooms, seeing our campuses buzzing with energy over these first few days has been nothing short of inspiring. I do want to talk a little bit about Coach Williams' kindergarten PE class. So I did have the opportunity to go to Spady, and I heard kindergarten was over there on the first day, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be entertaining. And watching Coach navigate that space with the entire kindergarten class, he already knew everybody's name. He was walking them through the activities. It's that kind of love and joy and passion that we see in our schools with all of our staff. So I really want to say thank you to our dedicated teachers, staff, and administrators who have worked tirelessly to prepare environments where every student feels valued, challenged, and supported. I also want to thank the board and all of cabinet for being out and about these last couple days, supporting our buildings and assisting with transportation and all of the additional supervision. I will tell you that the feedback I've received from staff, whose energy is exceptionally high at this point in time, is that they really feel the support and they appreciate seeing us, the administrators and the board members, in their spaces on a regular basis. So I really would like to sustain that energy throughout the course of the year. And as we embark on this new academic year, our commitment remains steadfast, providing exceptional educational experiences that nurture curiosity, foster belonging, and empower every student to achieve their full potential. And to the partnerships, Jennifer, the strong partnership between our schools, families, alumni, and the broader Ladue community is the foundation of our success, and we are deeply grateful for the continued support and collaboration. And thank you to everyone, and you know, convocation was a huge task. It was a big milestone for me as a superintendent, so I'm going to say thank you for being part of New Beginnings, but I do want to give a special shout out to our communications team, who has been not only exceptionally supportive in convocation, but just as a new superintendent, understanding the magnitude of the communication. I have felt that support, and I truly appreciate that support. So thank you, everyone, and let's have a great year.
Okay. So we are on to board committee and school liaison reports. I know that many of the committees haven't met the school year yet, but I'm sure facilities maybe has some to offer, as we have a larger project in the works, and they've met. Members of our board who's helped Jeff with the facilities committee, you had the meeting. You were there? Okay, just kidding. Like, thought you had a meeting. Okay, it's fine. I just thought you'd want to say that you had the first meeting for the admin center.
I think we're talking about the facilities committee that we met.
The one where we met with Courtney and Mark? That one?
Yes.
Okay, I just had to turn on. Okay, we had a great meeting with Cordigan and Clark.
Use a bigger adjective.
It was fantastic. We saw some really great renderings, maps of the facility, potential finishes. It was really a great first step. There's some things that were interesting. In case you didn't know, they can make blue moss to go on the walls, which is very interesting. I did not know that. Fern did know that because she knows a lot about plants. And it was very interesting, and it was a great first step. Amy was there, and Pablo was there. Oh yes, Pablo was there, and you were out of town. It was a great first step in the process of envisioning what this amazing space is going to be like that will allow our staff and administrators to gather together and be a place that the community can also gather.
Woo! Okay. Thank you. All right, any other board, committee, or school liaison reports?
Okay, so it was not the actual LEF board meeting, but the LEF Finance Committee board meeting, and so I think I misread the invite. However, which was great. It was my first LEF meeting, and it was a much smaller group, so it was easier to remember every name and navigate. However, I really appreciate being there and being one of the board reps with LEF this year. And they are very excited, I know, to get going, and they really see kind of the whole theme of this school year, not only with Dr. Macy in a new role, but really that spirit of new beginnings, that it's kind of the opportunity for LEF to begin to mature into sort of its next phase of serving the district and serving teachers. So that's really what they're looking forward to this year. And I think it will work very well, particularly with the board's function of the next strategic plan, with not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but that is kind of on the docket for this school year. So there's a lot of enthusiasm over there as well. And just since I have the microphone, want to applaud the early risers at the 5th grade center for all of the energy early in the morning. And I'm very impressed with Dr. Hadfield and the whole team that's over there. So, as I know everyone is with all of the schools, but I will turn it over to Keisha.
Oh, okay. I was just going to echo that. I did attend the LEF board meeting on Tuesday morning. I went to the real one, and I also went to the one in the summer when they planned for, I think it was July, for the school year. So I know that they're very excited. A lot of changes coming. They work very hard on revising bylaws and making sure that they're aligning themselves more strategically with the district and how we interact with each other. I also want to encourage any parents who are listening who have students who are part of special school district. The Special School District Parent Advisory Council needs you. They are looking for parents. That is the third leg of the governing body for special school district. Their Board of Education, the Governing Council, and then their Parent Advisory Council are their 3 governing bodies, and they need parents. They're looking for parents, so if you have students and you're interested in getting involved, please do so. And that's all I have. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I thought none of them worked, only one, so that's why I was a little confused. Okay, so hearing no more committee reports or school liaison reports, we will move on to the consent agenda, which was pretty lengthy, but the board had an ample opportunity to review it all. And if anybody would like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda. So moved. I'll give it to Pablo. Is there a second? Second, Marissa. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, consent agenda passes. Scroll all the way down here to our action items. We have a Burn & Jones pay application for Conway Turf. Is this your first board meeting presentation? Or were you here? Yes, all right, woo!
Yes, I appreciate the opportunity. It feels like my microphone is not working. Thank you. Just like that, I've had a lot of support so far as we learned all the new things. And before we get to the pay application, I do want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to be here with you, members of the board. Every wonderful thing I heard about Ladue before joining Ladue has been proven true in my short 2 months here in the district, whether it be the amazing facilities you have, the outstanding leadership that you have, the outstanding teachers that I've had the opportunity to meet. And speaking of transportation, I did have the opportunity to ride one of our buses the other day and got to meet some of our fantastic students. I was riding on a bus with middle schoolers, and they looked at my name tag and they began questioning me because it says business and finance about how we invest. And do we have crypto? And all kinds of things that you would not expect sixth graders to begin asking. But it was just wonderful to meet our students, hear their energy, and get to spend some time with them. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Mr. Noonan is joining me here tonight. Should you have additional questions that he might be able to shed light on. But the first of our 3 pay applications is for Vernon Jones. This is our closeout and our final 2 pay applications for the work completed at the West Campus, which includes our softball fields, our tennis courts, and they did outstanding work. They've been an excellent partner, and we actually have a softball doubleheader coming up this Saturday on that new field, which will be outstanding. So with that, I present the pay applications for Vernon Jones.
Are there any questions? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the pay applications for Byrne and Jones as presented? I think Amy had the first and Pablo had the second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, final pay applications for the West Campus facilities are approved. Okay.
Fantastic. Our second pay application is for the completion of the Conway Field. As we know, this project, very important to our community, operate on a very tight timeline, and happy to report popsicles on the playground, which had been the goal to get Dr. Devitt and his team out there with families. Very, again, aggressive timeline to meet that date, and they did so, and did so successfully. I've been on that field multiple times, and it is excellent. I hope the students at Conway are enjoying it. So with that, if there are any questions, be happy to entertain them about the Conway Field.
And not a question, but a comment. Had the opportunity to have a one-on-one with Mike today, and Mike was talking about the partnership that we have with Byrne and Jones. So it's not only the fact that they've been able to meet timelines that we've implemented and put in place, but they've also worked through us with some challenges out at the tennis courts that we spoke about in the weekend update. And, you know, unfortunately, this day and age, you don't come across partnerships that are as valuable as that, but we've really, really appreciated that partnership, and I think it's worth noting.
Do you have a question? It's not related to Conway. Okay, so let's take a vote.
I make a motion to approve the pay application for the turf.
Okay, Keisha has a first. Do I have a second? I'll give Pablo the second. All in favor of
Aye.
approving?
Aye.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I thought you were done. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm an aye too. Any nays? Hearing none. Pay application for Conway in the amount of, it's the 669, right?
669750.
Okay, has been approved. All
And
right.
You had some future leaders that were controlling those popsicles on the playground too.
I got to get over to Conway for my school one of these years. Okay, so you have your Corrigan and Clark.
Corrigan
Okay,
and Clark.
Your third item.
Third item.
You're hitting a triple on your first bat?
I know. It's
Okay.
wonderful.
All right,
Thank you.
let's see it.
So as we heard about the administrative center and the work going on behind the middle school, we know that this is an important project for our community, and that work has been progressing with Corrigan and Clark meeting with board members, administrators, identifying how to best design the facility to support the needs of the district and the use of the building. So that work has begun, and so we're recommending that we approve 2 invoices that they've submitted, one in the amount of $103,857.95, the other for $57,583.03, as they've begun that planning work and is progressing nicely.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Dr. Beckner at this time about the pay applications from Corrigan and Clark at the admin location? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion? So moved. First, Marissa. Second for Keisha. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. The board has approved the invoices submitted by Cordigan and Clark in the amount of $103,000, okay, $857.95, and a second one for $57,583.03. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Okay. And I believe we're through our action items and on to our information items. And I think we are going to first hear from Dr. Macy about our district goals for 26-27.
Thank you, and I am pleased to share that our proposed annual goals directly align with the district strategic plan. And for everybody that's listening online, I want to call out that June is an exceptionally busy month for the Board of Education as well as the administrators for the Ladue School District. We have meetings every week to plan out and discuss the annual goals as well as the vision and the direction of the district. I want to thank the board for a very productive board retreat. I know as volunteers, it's not always easy to get away for an 8-hour meeting, but I felt like it really helped us align our mission and vision for this year and got us moving in the right direction. And I am also proud to say, too, that as we sit here in August, we have already hit the ground running. And we'll talk about that a little bit as we work through some of these goals, some of the work that our administrative team has already started implementing. I won't read all of the goals. We did provide them to the board ahead of time, but I will touch on the highlights of each goal. And I also want to call out, too, that every one of these goals is student and staff centered. So I do believe that the board has taken a conscientious effort in working with the administration to ensure that we are a people-oriented, people-centered school district. So the first goal really focuses on delivering that individualized, culturally responsive, and inquiry-based instruction, really highlighting our real-world learning position in our college and career pathways. So I know that we spoke quite a bit last year about creating and developing some of those opportunities, reflecting that directly aligns with our strategic plan, and we have implemented the Real World Learning Coordinator. And when we have opportunities like the start of school, I had an opportunity to visit with Hannah Bear at middle school bus duty the other day, and listening to the connections that she's already made with the LEF, with alumni, with some of our CTA-based programming. She is eager, she is ready. Dr. Crabtree is really working with her to really envision what that looks like at Ladue. So it's a very excited opportunity, and we will be reporting to the board throughout the course of the school year. The second goal really focuses on supporting the social emotional health through the MTSS, the systematic multi-tiered system of supports and frameworks with explicit instruction. This really focuses on those teams that we have at the individual schools to truly drill down and develop systems and structures to develop what do students need in order to have that social emotional connection and that well-being in the learning spaces here at school. Really excited about focusing on purposeful technology, leveraging technology to enhance the critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. I was honored to attend Spark, which was led by Dr. Brown earlier, at the end of the summer before the school year. She brought in some of our most dynamic staff to begin that conversation of what does high-value screen time look like. And I think that is a conversation in the state, that's a conversation across the country, and I'm proud to say that Ladue is willing and ready to have that conversation, so there will be quite a bit more to come there. But I do want to call out the fact that we're developing a structure to collect that voice. We're listening to the educators, we've collected feedback from parents, so we are open. We're going to focus on the research, and we're going to let the data really guide some of that work. The next one is cultivating an inclusive, safe environment where all students, staff, and families experience a true sense of belonging. Convocation was really all about connections and relationships. And when we listened to Tammy McLean, who is not only the Ladue Teacher of the Year, but Regional Teacher of the Year, and has made it to the semifinals, top 16. The story that she shared is really powerful, and it's all about those connections and cultivating those relationships to truly stimulate the learning, because if students don't feel like they belong, the learning is even that much more challenging. And you know, I really appreciated, you know, meeting students where they are and really taking the time to do that. So another one of our goals. The next one focuses on staff, and that's recruiting and retaining the best, most high-quality staff by fostering a supportive environment that prioritizes staff mental health and well-being. So we are focused on this. We are going to be talking to our staff, the LEA, really working to figure out what we can do to ensure that we're creating that environment. And another one of those themes from Convocation was that not only do we need to focus on our students' social emotional well-being, but we need to look out for each other. And we need to make sure that we're not piling on and asking for one more or asking somebody to do more, and we're truly taking the time to check in. And I will say that our staff has shared a lot of feedback about that and a lot of reflection. Old Bonham did a couple book studies this summer, and sitting in their faculty meeting, they went back to that and said, you know what, this year I'm really going to focus on taking that time and ensuring that we have that space for everybody, and we're looking out for each other throughout the course of the year. So that was really, really incredible to hear. Safety and security is always going to be on the forefront of our mind. Thank you, board, for approving that 4th safety and security specialist. We now have a dedicated safety specialist for our toddler drop-off, which was an area that we've heard over the years. We want to create that environment where families have access to the building to drop their students off, but how can we ensure that that's safe? And it was great to see everybody working in that space, utilizing visitor aware, and having our new officer or our new safety specialist, John Bamer, over there as well. And then facilities and fiscal stewardship, we do anticipate updating the facilities plan this year. We're going to align that with a demographic study. We do have the RFP out there that closed today. We do have qualified bidders. So we're going to take a deep dive into what our enrollment patterns really look like and parallel that to ensure that we're maximizing our spaces and creating learning environments that reflect our programming. Because I think that when we look at some of our spaces and you know, really we're going to be focusing a lot on Reed and Conway. We've continued to evolve programming such as STEAM, you know, purposeful play with our kindergarten. We need to catch up and make sure that our spaces reflect those particular learning programs. So, you know, I feel like we've set some pretty lofty goals, but what we have, I believe, is the collective buy-in from everyone on cabinet, from the Board of Education, and assuming that this is everyone's responsibility. And I do believe that the work that we're putting forth here is very important work, and I think it's achievable, and I'm super excited to continue to evolve and get going on these goals. And we are not asking for approval tonight. We'll just make it information, and if there's anything that comes up, I know we've looked at them, I know we've talked about them, but remember the door is always open. If there's any additions or any edits, please let me know.
I'm not hearing any questions or comments for Dr. Macy this evening. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think, you know, the conversation's open. Okay, we'll look forward to having it in action in a couple weeks. Finally, I think we have revision dates to our board meeting schedule. You're back.
So if we could blow that up a little bit more on the confidence monitor. So I am, I didn't intend to do this my first meeting, but I am asking the board to consider moving a date in February. Currently, the current date we have for the February meeting falls over AASA, which is the superintendent conference. As a first-year superintendent, I do think it's important for me to attend that conference. So we are asking to move that date to Monday, February 22nd.
Is that just information, or is that?
That is just information. We can bring that back at the next meeting.
And that is the meeting that was originally February 24th?
Yes.
Okay. And given that we have this calendar, I would like to ask to be excused from the Wednesday, September 23rd board meeting. I'll be in DC for the COSBA Federal Advocacy Conference.
Okay, so first, would anybody like to make a motion to excuse Keisha? Oh, no, she's. we
I'm just
can vote.
saying it in advance. You don't have to, I mean, I don't know if you'll do it now. It's
Let's
up
do-
to you.
I'm happy to do it, or we can wait till that day.
Don't
Maybe
forget.
we'll have some suspense and we'll see if we actually.
It's my birthday, so don't forget.
Okay, well, we're gonna leave you all in suspense as to whether we're gonna excuse her on September, what is it,
September 23rd.
September 23rd, I should know that's your birthday. All right, well, we're not actually gonna move that to action. Do you want us to move that to action? Okay, all right. Well, I was just sad the meeting was over. I was gonna move it to action.
Fast for the first one, keep them like that.
All right. We have gotten to the end of our agenda. Hearing no other comments about our information items, is there a motion to adjourn? Okay. Marissa for the first, Keisha for the second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? And good night.
Happy birthday, dear Jen. Happy birthday to you.